I am Sheila Hobden, mentor coach, and I'm here today with a brief video on how to use RaeNotes to transcribe and analyze your coaching session ready for a mentor coaching session with me. So I'm going to pick it up from the point where you have created your account in RaeNotes, you have set it up with your profile to link to the PCC markers, and you've uploaded a transcript ready to analyze. Share the screen. Okay, so we've logged into RaeNotes. We know it's my account. We've got the SH in the top right-hand corner. And here's the recording that I want to use. So we simply click onto the recording and it brings us into the main screen. So what can we see here? We've got the recording itself here. And because I've uploaded a video, we will see the video there in that corner as well. We've got the timeline here. So as we play, this orange bar will move across. We've got some options here of outcomes, markers, and scores. While we start, I tend to leave it on markers because it means you can scroll up and down PCC markers and you don't have to look at a paper version as well. I do tend to move that across to the side a little bit so that we've got more space to look at the speakers, the transcript. So again, here we've got tags and the speakers and the transcript. So the first thing I tend to do is change the S1 and S2 because it means that it's clearer who's speaking. So I was the speaker one, so we'll just change that to speaker one. And the client, I still keep it anonymous in there, just wherever I can. And that will automatically change so we can see who's speaking at what point. Okay. So what we want to do is play through the recording and see what we're noticing. So we start by playing here. So thank you for permission to record this session, Rachel. We have 30 minutes together. What would you like to focus on? And we can pause at any point in the recording so that we can do our analysis. So I can see here that I asked, what would you like to focus on as a starting question? Once I've highlighted the line, I can add a competency and I'll add agreement. 3.1 identifies what to accomplish. And if I want to check the exact wording, that's all over here on the left. So then I can continue playing and listen to a little bit more. There's quite a chunk there. So for the purposes of the recording, I'll just scroll down. And here I'm asking, where would you like to be by the end of our conversation? So we're looking at the success measure. So I'm reconfirming the measure of success. And then again, we'll scroll because there's quite a lot here. And I'm still working on the agreement at 7 minutes. What's the question you're really asking yourself here? And so I will add in the agreement again, identifies what to accomplish. But what I'll also add here is something around presence, because I'm really supporting the client here to think about the whole person. What is it you're really asking yourself? And there's curiosity in that as well. What is the real question we're asking? Now, having identified that it was 7 minutes of talk here, I might want to listen through this and identify, was there a point where I could have interrupted if some of this was known thinking? So let's imagine that I've played through it and thought, okay, this section here, maybe there was a point when I play it that I could have interrupted. So I can highlight it here and then I choose add competency, but I can put note. And I could put the note to myself, go back and review to consider if could have interrupted sooner. And then I'll just hit enter, hit that arrow, sorry. And the note will sit there next to it as well. Okay, so I can scroll through. Now, as I play it, you can see here it's separated. And it's important to make sure that you do see exactly who's speaking. And all you need to do for that is to hit enter if you need to like create a space. Or if we think it was actually the wrong speaker, then we can reassign the speaker. So, and I'll just show you how to do that. So if we hit enter here, if it was me that says that, we can enter it and change the speaker. And we can also just use the delete to get it back to exactly what it did say. Now, if you think you've spotted something that was a contra indicator, say that was me and I came in too quick, let's put it back as if it's me. Then I could highlight that and I might come into the listening section and say, actually, I interrupted there and I hadn't got a stated purpose to do so. So we can pick up development opportunities as well there. And here's also the place that we could say, but if you're filling this in and you're bringing it to our session, would like to discuss this point. So we've then got a record of where it is and the timestamps that you want to talk about in our session. So now that we've started marking a few up, we will see in the outcomes tab here, the points that have been marked up. And we can also see in the scores, the overall number of markers within each section. So you've got lots of information here by way of a summary. Now, what we need to do ahead of our session is to share this file. So for you to share this file with me, and we do that through the share button. So you can add a specific user or group, pop my email address in there, save it, and it will automatically send me an email giving me access to see your recording. And you need to do that ahead of time. What you can also do from here for your own purposes is export the document. So you can download the transcript to Word. If you keep all these boxes ticked, include the pre-filled assessment form, that's your assessment that you're downloading. Show the check boxes, show the overall strengths, and that will download there. And then if we just have a quick look at what that looks like, we can bring up that download here. And you can see that you get a summary of the PCC markers. So you can see which markers you've identified that you've hit. It will also give you a summary of your development areas within that section. And it gives you a full download of the transcript with your highlights and your comments to the right-hand side. So that's for you to review and see where you're at with things. So I hope that has explained, I'm just checking my list. I hope that has explained everything there is to learn about RaeNotes. And I hope you find that useful in terms of preparing for our mentor coaching and that it maximizes your time when we're together. Look forward to seeing you soon.